Welcome back to my writer's room, everyone. I am Matt Wallace, YouTube's resident angry writer, and thank you for taking a few minutes out of your day to come hang out with me here in my angry, lonely little writerly sanctum. I always appreciate that. I really do. Me not being naked on the vlog is brought to you, as always, by our t-shirt of the day, and I'm ending the week with my much beloved The Many Faces of Punisher t-shirt. You can see there the gag is that whether happy or sad, or angry, the Punisher, it's all the same face. That's the funny, clever joke of the shirt. I enjoy that. My wife enjoys that very much. She actually got me the shirt. She thought it was very funny. I think she thought it encapsulated a lot of my personality before we met. My wife has brought out the much more social side of me since we've, in the last, almost 8 years. It'll be, it's coming up on 8 years. That's it's crazy. Wow. Anyway, so she got me the shirt. We like the shirt. I also like the shirt because I consider it an homage to my friend Lexi Alexander, who directed Punisher Warzone. Fantastically over-the-top violent movie that looks amazing, as everything Lexi directs does. Oh, my foot. I'm dropping names. Oh. It is February 9th, 2018. It's Friday. You've made it. You've made it to the end of the week, folks. It's another short-term victory won in the battle against this thing we call life, and that's always something worth celebrating. As you can see, Hamshackle Pig, I've drawn a very dramatic little thing of him staring down a winding road at these opening gates through which some unimaginable, ethereal thing is happening. The unknown, basically, I guess is what I'm going for there. You can see the gates say "do not enter." I actually think that came out pretty good, considering I have not a whit of illustrative ability in my body. So yeah, that's Hamshackle with his little backpack, hero pose, bravely staring down the road at the gates opening to the unknown. Is he going down the road, folks? What do you think? What do you think of Hamshackle? Is he going to turn back, or is he going to press forward into that great undiscovered country? If you're a Star Trek fan, you'll get that reference. If not, just pretend it's something poetic I made up because I'm just that damn talented. So how was your week, everybody? It's such a stock, ridiculously rote question to ask on a Friday vlog. I'm doing no work in asking that question. I'm just basically putting it all on you. Here's the thing. It is tradition, or has rapidly become tradition here on my Writer's Room vlog, here on the Angry Writer YouTube channel. You like how I plugged everything? It's my SEO training coming back into play here, because I've been back in the marketing game. But anyway, it has become tradition here on the vlog to end the week with a question. That's what we do. I ask a question, and then I do my best to answer it. Sometimes it's a fun question. Sometimes it's a deeply existential question. Sometimes it's a question asked by one of you out there, a member of Team Hamshackle. I do have some questions for the vlog backed up that I need to get to, and I apologize. I will do that as soon as possible. But I will be completely honest with you, folks. This Friday, today, the end of this week, I'm struggling to come up with a question. I am very tired. It has been a very long week. I've been at the new job over a month now. I started on the 2nd of the year, and here we are, February 9th. We're in the middle of what we call a sprint right now, which is we pretty much do everything in 2-week sprints. At the beginning of the sprint, we set a goal for what everybody on the team is going to get done on the project by the end of the sprint. So we're right in the middle of our current sprint. I have more on my plate for the new job than I've ever had before. I got a lot of writing to do. I'm actually going to be working this whole weekend, as is my wife. She's an attorney, and she has a bunch of stuff. We both just decided we're behind and we want to get caught up, so screw it. We'll just work through the weekend. So I'm not looking forward to that. We get to do it from home, which is nice, but yeah, I'm very tired. And in addition to all that, there's all the other stuff I do. There's doing this vlog every day. We recorded a new episode of the Dish Stickers podcast yesterday morning. Mer Lafferty and I. This week's episode went live today, where we talked about the latest J.K. Rowling debacle and wound that into lessons on brand management for authors, because we try to make useful things out of all the topical items. And, there's my writing, and I'm still trying to finish this middle grade book that's taken me much longer because I have the new job. It's a lot right now. So it's Friday, it's the end of a week, and I'm feeling very burnt out. So I don't know. I just sat down and I decided I would come up with something in the moment, and until I came up with something, I would just tell you all the truth, and that's the truth. Truth is, I'm really freaking worn out, man. And I know plenty of other writers deal with this all the time and have for years. They do their day job, and then they go home and have to work in their writing at night. And I'm not in any way complaining about it. I'm very fortunate to have the job that I do. Very fortunate to be doing the writing I'm doing. But I also do a lot of stuff on top of that. I also do a weekly podcast and a daily vlog and several other mechanisms. I got the new newsletter that we're putting together. So it's a lot right now. That's all. So I guess if I was going to ask a relevant question of myself right now, it would probably be, how will it all end? That's way too dramatic. I'm not nowhere near there yet. We're not at how does it all end. That speaks of a finality that we're not even approaching yet. I don't even know what the beginning. Actually, the question isn't how will it all end. It's where is this all going? It's actually the opposite end of the spectrum. That's the question that I really have on my mind right now. Because this year in particular, really, right at the start of the year, almost as if to encapsulate it in this perfect symmetrical metaphor, everything I'm doing is sort of new again. It's like starting down new roads. It's like Hamshackle. I assume that's why I drew that. It's because I'm Hamshackle Pig, stand at the beginning of the road there, looking at the big, awe-inspiring doors opening to some ethereal unknown. Only there's several dozen paths in front of me instead of just one. I'm a month into this new job. It's going very well. I enjoy doing it. It is not my life's aspiration to work in marketing until I die, but it is a fantastic company and a fantastic position. It's challenging work. It's creative work. I am enjoying doing that very much. And I whatever I do, I take it upon myself to take pride in it, and I want to. My competitive nature comes out, and I want to win. I want to do the best at it I possibly can. I have the new epic or anti-epic fantasy novel out right now with editors and all the major publishers. I have not yet experienced that, books though I have with major publishers. This is also, the biggest book I've ever written. It took me the longest it's ever taken me to write everything. I consider it taking my fiction to a new point and a new level, and I'm very proud of that. Creatively, whether commercially that's going to follow through and take me to the next level, that's what I get to sit here wondering about while I wait. So that's a new thing that's going on. I'm working on finishing this first middle grade book, and I've never done a middle grade book before, so I don't know how that's going to come out. I've really, since I've gotten the new gig and since I shaved my beard and had my whole spiritual renewal thing where I was going to go out there and go after my career goals in every way I can, I've been trying to open as new roads as I can. This week I had a very exciting conversation with an editor in a different medium for me that I'm not really talking about any of that, but it's a new door I opened to something entirely new for me that could be very cool. I'm also working on the television thing. I've got a couple of different people that are willing to partner with me. One is a producer, one is a very talented creative with a lot of inroads in the industry. We're just trying to figure out the right project and the right courses for it. So I'm working on all this stuff, and it all feels new. In my current book series that I've been writing for the past 4 years or whatever, that's coming to an end in April. So it seems like everything I was doing before, that's coming to an end, and then everything I'm moving on to, I'm at the beginning of all of it, trying to figure out where it's all going to go. And it's not even just wondering how all these things are going to work out individually. I'm really wondering how all these roads are going to end up converging with each other as I go forward, because it's a lot, and I don't know how it all fits with everything else. And I've been struggling with that since the beginning of the year, just schedule-wise, just every day I get up, prioritizing work and prioritizing all the content I'm creating with the new job, and prioritizing writing time and vlogging time and podcast time and social media time and TV time and networking time. It's there are only so many hours in a day, and I'm still trying to figure out how to do all these things. Some of this stuff is eventually going to get left by the wayside because it needs to, or at least get way scaled back. It's a lot of it is when I ask the question, where's it all leading? that question becomes, how's it all going to converge when it gets there? And then from that, what will I end up being when that happens? So, damn, that got profound really quickly. That really did. Here's what it really is, man. I'm 35. I'm a professional writer. I'm married. We have recently purchased our first home together, and those are the things I know about my life. I don't know how the rest shakes out, particularly with my career. I don't know what I'm going to be yet. And being at the beginning of all these different big projects and all these different paths within being, whatever I am as a writer, and wondering how they're all going to converge and wondering what's going to come out of that. That's really what I'm trying to figure out, is like, what am I going to be? Am I a guy who works in marketing and also writes books? Is that who I am? Is that what I'm going to be? Is that what the rest of my life is looking like professionally? Am I a guy who's working in marketing while he waits for his books to grow large, his book writing business to grow large enough where he doesn't need the marketing job anymore? Am I a guy working in marketing and writing books until he gets his big TV break, and then I get to go, be the next Chuck Lorre or whatever the hell it is? Or am I just a writer who does all that stuff when he can do it and the best he can do it, and it all adds up to a nice living for himself and his family? I don't know. I don't know how it shakes out. I'm really just chasing everything, just seeing what hits, man. I'm trying to be more focused and more driven about everything. I'm trying to write more and create more and not wait for permission, not spend endless time pitching projects around. I'm just looking to create things and get them out there and see what happens. So I am doing that. But beyond that, I don't know what's going to hit and what's not going to hit, or what's going to happen. That's what I find myself wondering today. So those are the questions. They're questions we all ask ourselves. Again, I'm not complaining about any of this. I like where I am. It's a great position to be in. I'm very fortunate to have this job. It's an amazing opportunity for me and my family. I'm incredibly privileged to have a fantastic agent and a new book with all these big editors that are reading it. I'm very privileged to know people in the entertainment industry who want to work with me. I'm very privileged to be opening roads into new mediums with new editors and all that stuff. It's all good stuff. But I can't help, as I sit here very tired from the chase and from doing the work of the moment, I can't help sitting here and wondering where that all goes, how it all converges, and who I end up being professionally when those roads converge, assuming they ever do. So, and there is no wrong answer. That's the thing. There is no wrong answer. If I'm a guy who works in marketing and also writes books, that's fine. If I'm a guy who's able to do well enough with his books that I'm an author and that's all I do, that's amazing. That's something very few people accomplish and a life very few people get to live. If I'm somebody who's working on all of this stuff till they get that big TV break, and then I spend the rest of my life creating television and getting to tell long-form stories, that's like winning the lottery. That'll be fantastic, and it could be some amalgamation of all of them. I could get a show. The show could go poorly and I could never get another show again. That happens to people all the time. I could do very well with books for a while, and then my books could stop selling. That, again, happens all the time. I could lose this marketing job. This company I'm with could go belly up. I don't think that's going to happen. It's very run by very competent people. But marketing, especially internationally, with things like cryptocurrency and a lot of the other stuff we're doing, it's very tenuous. You never know. That the agency work dries up all the time. So I don't know how any of this stuff is going to pan out. There's no way to know how any of it's going to pan out. All I can do is put my best foot forward into each thing, do the best work I possibly can, see how it starts to shape up, and gradually focus on the things that are gaining the most traction. And right now I'm just kind of in a holding period to wait to see what that is. And that's totally okay. A lot of being a writer is waiting. You'll read and hear a lot about that from all kinds of freelance creators. A lot of this business is playing the waiting game. And I'm used to that. I've been doing this for 12 years. So it's going to be interesting. It's like I said, there's no wrong answer or bad answer to the question. It's just wondering what the answer to those questions is going to be and how it's going to shape me as a result. So again, I'm sorry they're not terribly, I don't think they're terribly good questions to end the week on. I don't have any kind of definitive answers, but it's what's living in here right now, and that's all I can give you folks, and it's all I try to give you folks. And I hope some of you find it worthwhile. I think we'll end the week there before I ramble any further. Hope you took something from that was, again, worthwhile and meaningful. If not, I apologize. I'll try to do better next week, like we all will. I hope you had a great week. I hope you'll have a better weekend than I am. I hope you're not stuck chained to a desk working for the whole thing. Hope you can go out and breathe the air and remind yourself of how human beings are actually supposed to live and exist in this planet. It's not this horrible, insular, indoor, bound to a desk, time trading bullshit that we've allowed ourselves to be conscripted to. It's out there, man. Go out there, live real life. That's what's waiting for you out there in the world. Go out and chase that this weekend. That's your mission. Go out and remind yourself how human beings are actually supposed to live. That's the challenge I make to you this weekend. I will not be doing that. I will be in here. I will be in here trading my time for money. Do as I say, not as I do. Please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know what you thought of this episode of the vlog, what you're thinking of the channel. Ask me a question, suggest a topic for me to talk about. I just like hearing from you. I'll be back next week with more vlogging until I figure out what the hell I'm doing with all of this. Until then, I am Matt Wallace. Have an amazing weekend. I will see you all on Monday.